I said, what if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love? What if I knew only the truth? What if my mind accepted everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. Oh, Mother, Father, Spirit, guide us from above. Our sons and daughters look to us to show them love. Come, sisters, brothers, let's hold hands and sing as one, that we will be what we've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within the Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. Yes, we're gonna be what we've come here to be. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? Love. What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I did? What if I said? What if I looked around at everything with love? What if I heard? What if I gave? What if my hand reached out to everything with love? What if I'm a beacon of that light that shines in all of us? And what if I'm the only guide some will see? Then I must recognize within His Spirit, and it's only love. And I must be what I've come here to be. And I know the first step begins within me. What if I felt perfectly whole? What if my heart opened to everything with love?
Begin Within Ministries proudly presents Sofa Sundays with your hosts, Reverend Dr. Michelle Izuku and Reverend Jeannie Sovereigns. Sundays at 11:11 a.m. Arizona time and rebroadcasts on Mondays at 7 p.m. Mountain Time. Come join us on the sofa every Sunday morning. Sofa Sundays with Michelle and Jeannie. Learn more at www.beginwithinministries.com. In partnership with New Thought Media Network.
Today, boys and girls, I have no idea.
We'll probably have to get you once anyway.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
What's up, everybody? What are y'all doing? What you doing right now?
What you doing?
Huh?
Well, obviously you're watching us.
Oh, smart.
Yeah,
We have
there
the
you go.
smartest,
We really do.
smartest people.
I missed you
And
last
I tried.
week.
You better have missed me. She didn't miss me.
I
Let me tell you. No,
did.
you did though, because she was sending me pictures and videos of
I
her,
was.
her and Dakota. I kept getting these little shots of her and Dakota, like, hey.
Hey, here we are.
So
We're at
I
the ocean.
appreciate
Here's
that.
our geese.
I appreciate that you guys think about me. I love that because I was like, where's my kid? No, but you guys are having a great time
We
speaking
were.
out in California. What was
Yes.
the church that you spoke
I
at?
spoke at Centers for Spiritual Living, Menifee
Hi,
Valley.
Centers for Spiritual Living.
Yeah, they were an amazing congregation. We just had such a good time. Matter of fact, after the service, we had cookies and coffee.
Did you have Littles by Lyric? Or?
I didn't have
Dang
Littles
it,
by Lyric,
sorry.
but man, these were Italian cookies that
Ooh.
Littles needs to make.
Oh,
And then
Littles
they
to make
sent us home with like a tray of them, so it was
Oh,
really
we should start
good.
having little thank you gift
Yeah,
sets that Lyric
that
can
was
start making for our
amazing.
people.
And we sat and talked for like 2 hours. So they are so our people.
Well, let me
so
tell
our
you,
people.
before she
Yeah.
could even leave, they wanted her back.
Yeah, so I'm already scheduled to go back.
But we want her back too, you guys. So just so you know, she's really ours. But you can borrow
I love
her.
it. I
We'll
love
let you borrow.
Thank you. I love you. I love that you lend me out to every
I
once
do.
in a while.
I love that. I love
Yes.
that. Yeah, you should.
Because that's
People
my-
all over the world should know.
That's one of my favorite things to do, even though I have to stand up and speak.
I
I
know. Why
do
you-
enjoy it.
But
Yeah.
why do you have to stand? Why can't you say, sorry, man, I sit on
I
a
say,
stool or
yeah.
I like a chair?
Yeah, I don't know. So I am learning though. So for us here, we know and we see.
Yes.
We see ourselves as we're talking
I
to
can
you.
make sure I
So
don't
we
look
know
weird,
where
nothing
we're at,
strange,
that
yeah.
nothing's hanging out or whatever. But when I go to these churches, they'll always ask me, do you want the podium or do you want the walking mic? Well, of course I want the
You're
walking,
moving. She doesn't sit still.
but they don't, like, their camera section doesn't always follow. So you have to pay attention to that. If they're on the podium, you
So
have,
much room.
yeah, because I watched myself and I was off screen a lot. Oh well,
Hey, it's a learning
Yeah,
curve.
it is a
You know,
learning
when you're
curve.
off the sofa, it's a learning curve.
It is.
It's tough out there.
That's the information that's important.
it is information that's important. Things I'm learning as I stand up and speak. So
I love
yeah,
that.
I move
love
too
that.
much, or I move out of
don't-
out of
You're
screen.
never too much.
I'm never
they
too
need
much.
to adjust.
That's right. I am just
They need
enough.
to
always.
adjust.
Never a dull
That's
moment.
Oh, definitely. So where are we now that we've talked about where we
Well,
aren't?
I just want to say I'm very proud of you and all the work that you're doing
Thank you.
to get these messages out into the
Thank
world.
you.
So
Thank
great
you.
job and good job for having her. I think that
Yes,
it's a good move.
that's right. You're very blessed.
And you're lucky. You're lucky because she belongs here on the
I
sofa
love
that
it.
we share.
I love
No,
I love that they want me back.
well,
Like
of
before
course.
I ever left,
When
they
she said
they
that, I was
scheduled.
like, well, who would it? Like, what?
I
They're
love
like,
that.
let's get you booked again.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's
What's the
fun.
next availability?
Yeah,
Yes.
that was fun.
Absolutely. We are at the Unleash Your Life Studios, the home of Reverend Dr. Michelle Whittington's practice. We love us some Reverend Michelle.
We do.
We do. And this is where she does her classes and her workshops,
Mhm.
retreats. She does the Best Year Yet.
The best year yet. We are on 3.0. Yeah.
Yeah, she just released a book based on the
Oh,
last
oh.
couple of years. I know.
I have
mine
it?
too. I think I have mine too. I do.
We do.
We're twins.
We
Here
have our book.
Here, a new mugshot, but it's a book.
There
shot.
you go. It's
There
a
you
book shot. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Mhm.
proud of that.
I
I love
am.
that.
Yeah.
It's a great book. So
And so
Yeah.
if you've never been in Best Year Yet, this book gives you a sampling of the Best Year Yet practices.
yeah, there's
Oh,
like 10
did you
practices
notice?
in there, right?
Did you
10
notice the back of the book?
No.
You didn't notice who gave the
Oh,
the testimonial?
Of course you did. Of course you did.
That'd be me.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a great book. There's 10 tools in here that she has used when Best Year Yet meets every month, at least just once or how
We
often?
meet once a month. Yeah.
Okay, and then now it's on the 3rd year, so there's more than that. So just
Yes.
she keeps coming up with stuff. She's
Yes.
amazing.
We are actually in pods,
Oh, okay.
for things. And so now, that's a voluntary thing if you want to be in a pod. So
Which you should. There's something like that.
right, because my pod meets twice a month so that we can keep each other on track
Yeah. Nice.
so a little like mastermind group
Yes, I love it.
to make sure that you're doing the things you say you want out of life.
And you need
Yeah.
that kind of support in this
Yeah.
world, that's for sure. In this human experience, we need to
Yeah.
support each other.
So if that's something you're interested in, or you would like to rent spaces, she also has that available.
yeah,
So go to Unleash Your Life.
such a great value.
Unleashyourlife.us.
Yeah. And just so you know, I always like to say, she doesn't ask us to say anything. She's so humble and just quiet in the background supporting our ministry, but we can't help ourselves. We need to let you
We
all
like to
know.
support her as well.
Yes, we need to let you guys know that the space is amazing. You can rent it. She's amazing. You can get classes and things from that
coaching
with her.
Mhm.
Yeah, so we just wanted to let you know about that.
Yep.
Yeah. We only speak the truth up here.
That's right. And in case you're wondering where we're located at and where all this fabulous stuff happens is 7220 North 16th Street. We're located between Northern and Glendale, and you will find us now because we have a sandwich board sign
We're so
out on the
fancy.
lawn, so you know where we are.
We're
Yes.
fancy. Just
We're-
want you to know.
We're getting fancy, and the girls are on the door, so you can see us then, so you know exactly where we're located. A1 since day one. I picked that up from somebody.
A1 since day one?
There's
What
a
happened to the A1 steak sauce?
I don't know. It was on somebody's commercial. It's A1 garage door opener. I was like,
A1 since
day
one,
one, I
baby.
liked it. So
I
that
know.
we're in building A1.
That's cute. That's cute. I just want to say a couple quick announcements that we have today at 4. Our dear Adam is
Adam
having
Smith is having a concert.
concert.
Yes.
And where's that, Adam?
It's right here on 1702 East Glendale Avenue.
1702 East Glendale Avenue. So literally just right.
Right up the street from us
Yeah.
here. So
Yeah, we're going.
We're going.
So
It's
we'll
at
see you
4
there.
o'clock.
Yeah, it's gonna be
And
fun.
yeah,
It's going to be fabulous.
Okay.
yes.
All right. And then
And that's $20. So, I mean, that is a great deal. And he's showing his art as well. So you have an opportunity to not only just hear amazing frequency and vibration by Adam, but you also get to see his other creative side. And is the unicorn painting there?
It's been bought.
Oh my goodness,
You
that
already
was
sold
my
that. You didn't get to
favorite.
see it,
Oh my
Adam.
goodness. Well,
I'll
he has
show you pictures. before
Okay,
you-
lots
I
of
wanna see the
beautiful,
whole-
lots of beautiful
when
art
we do the
available
art
too.
gallery event in the fall, maybe they
Yes.
can loan it to us.
But there's plenty more
display.
unicorns where that came from.
There you
All
go.
right.
All
All
right.
right.
More
I'm
unicorns.
kind of in with
So
the
beautiful.
unicorns. so-
Gotcha.
Okay, well, it was so
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that. I didn't get to see it up close, but I'm excited for you. That's an
That
artist
is
love.
awesome.
So nice as an artist to have that.
Yes,
Just, right?
exactly.
And so then you can see a little bit of what Adam's going to bring to the big concert in
Yes.
May 8th. We have a
Yes.
big concert coming.
Big
May
concert
8th.
May 8th at Franciscan Renewal Center. We're very
Oh my
excited.
gosh, if you couldn't tell, we're posting stuff in the group. So if you see that, please share it. We want to get the word out.
May
We want
8th,
to get
save
this
the date.
May
Yes,
8th.
May 8th, save the date. There
Yeah,
we
we want
go.
to fill that space. We've
Yes.
got Cerise, Adam, of course. We've got Marcy Baruch. We've got
Jennifer Ann
Sheets.
Sheets. We have
Yes.
Sisters in
Sisters in
Spirit.
Spirit coming back. And of course, the MC Extraordinary.
There
So
you
know
go.
it's going to be a good
Yeah,
time.
because you don't want me singing. right? You're paying for that not to happen.
That's what we're paying.
They want you
attention to.
emceeing.
I'll be
She's our
emceeing.
You know she's amazing.
Yeah.
So we're having that.
There we go.
Very
I'm
exciting.
very excited. We're going to discuss soon, like what our color theme will be, because I'll have to figure it out. So
We're
there
not
we
all
go.
gonna go with what. So on this sofa how it goes, right? She sends me what she's wearing, and I try to match as calm, like just
Yeah.
try to, so you. That's why I'm usually.
This came with a
girl.
scarf, and I almost brought it for you to wear.
What?
I should have.
You should have got that for me.
I should have. So
There we go. There we go. Now we'll start matching. Now we'll be matching. I'll be like, oh no, what's happened on the sofa?
Oh Lordy, I
All
think
right.
we need to pray
I
in.
do think it's time.
I
boys
do.
and girls.
I
All
do.
right, who's doing it? You want-
I'll pray us in.
Okay, she's in the mood. All right.
I'm in the mood.
She got the calling. It's time.
Mm.
Here we go.
Oh. In this divine tone that is God, that is the universal spirit, the frequency, the vibration of love, joy, peace, that is all that there is. This abundance and prosperity that is life eternal, that is us. This is the truth of me and all within the sound of my voice and beyond. So I speak my word into the law for the highest and best good for this time together, knowing that each person receives exactly what they need, knowing and affirming that each person receives the divine abundance and prosperity as their divine birthright that we know and believe. And I speak blessings for teachers and leaders of all faiths everywhere, for their divine blessing, knowing that as they reach out, that they are blessed, they are led, they are guided, guarded, and protected. And then also all leaders of all cities, states, countries, that this world is blessed through and through with the abundance that is the divine. And that each person, as they move forward as the divine manifestation that they are, that they know and affirm that truth. And they move for only love, only peace, only joy for each and every person. And that this vibration that we are lifts up the world. I am so grateful for this. I am grateful that this is done now, that there is only yes in the mind of God. So I say thank you, God. Thank you, life. Thank you, universe. And I let it go. I let it go into the law that only says yes, and in faith, truth, and trust. Together we say, and so it is.
Oh, good. Some good stuff.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you, I have just been loving the abundance of nature that I have been in. I really have just, here in beautiful Arizona, like there's this time period that we have, a lot of you don't know that you might think Phoenix is hot, which it is. There's months and months of it, but there are 9 months where we are absolutely gorgeous. The reason we live here is for that time period mostly. The rest of the time we'll stay inside. But the outdoor time period right now, it smells beautiful. Everything is blooming. So I have a little bit of a thing happening. I am willing to have allergies for that smell. I love orange blossoms. I really just, the whole place just is beautiful. And then the wind. And then we were in California, as I was saying, we were in California last weekend, and we got to go to the ocean. And while driving, we saw snow on the mountains.
Snow.
I mean, you can't have more opposites of beauty happening and just be in that grace of this beautiful planet. So yeah, that's really been the prosperity that I've been looking at. Not just, love money. Love it.
Love money,
It's
I love
great,
it, yeah.
right? It helps us do all the things we want to do. So
Tool.
yeah, it's an amazing, but it's also an energy,
Mhm.
right? It's an energy exchange. And just like being at the beach, and we looked at rocks and shells all over the beach, and I found a heart rock. It's in my car.
You know
It's-
I love that.
It's green and white. It's very cute.
Oh,
So great,
cool.
especially at St. Patrick's Day. So yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So cool.
So I was like, oh, this is the perfect heart rock. Right. We looked and like we were looking and looking, and she kept going, did you find one yet? And I'm like, no.
I always know one's there. I'm
Yeah.
always like, I know. I
Yeah,
just know.
me too.
Like,
me too.
It's here. Where is it? I'm looking for it. Where is it? I know it's here. Yeah.
That's how I look at
I
it
love
too.
heart rocks.
I know.
All my kids, if we're anywhere where there's a bunch of rocks, they just naturally start going because they know that's what I want. I want the hard rock.
I'm a community manager and I have an all age community. And I remember the kids during summertime. I gave them, what do you call those? There's little lists that you give. Scavenger list,
Oh,
right? I put them on a
scavenger
scavenger hunt and I made them all find me heart rocks.
Oh my
It
gosh.
was great. It was great. They were
That's a
all
good
day long.
idea.
Yeah.
Were they carving them?
Yeah.
They're all in the corner like, what the heck is
It's
wrong?
amazing how they can be very creative. Well, if you look at it from this angle, it looks kind of like a
You do
heart.
start
Yeah.
to get desperate if you go too long without finding
Yeah.
one. You start to get a
Yeah.
little desperate.
I also
That's
made them
a
pick
good
up
one.
trash. That was another good
That's
one.
a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one.
How many bags can you
Yes,
fill in a day?
Right, right. Oh my God. So many. You have a reading.
So I
can
do
see.
have a reading. So our today's topic is I give thanks for the prosperity which is mine by divine right.
It's mine.
It's mine.
No, it's mine.
It's mine. You know what? There is so much of it. It can be both.
But we're all one. So
We're
if
all
it's
one.
mine, then it's.
If it's mine,
Yours,
it's
it's
yours. And
mine.
if it's yours, it's
Yeah.
mine. And if it's we are
I
all
mean,
one.
We're all one.
There's no lack.
No, that's a
And
joke.
there's no end.
What's that song where she says she just laughs at the idea of me and lack? What is that? It's
I
the
don't
song that
know.
you sent me.
Oh, it's one of the
funny.
songs. Oh, yes. It was
So
that. Is that
funny.
a Tony Jones? Is
Yeah,
that her
Tony
name?
Jones, and it's called Work. No,
Worth.
Worth Ethic, but
Worth.
it's not that one. It's the one about coins.
Oh,
Get my coins or whatever.
Yes.
She'll talk about how it's.
so my daughter has
Feel
been
like that's a joke.
sending this. My daughter's been sending these affirmation playlists on Spotify over the last
I put
week
a couple
or so.
on our Sofa Sundays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I send it over to Michelle, and I'm like, "Here's another one." Yeah, because they're so
I
good.
use them in my workouts. Get my
Yeah.
mind right,
They're awesome, and
Love
her
it.
name's Tony
Thank
Jones.
you, Savannah.
Yes.
We love
Thanks,
those.
Savannah. All right, so this one, it is so close to the beginning. It's actually chapter 1
Oh,
Yeah.
Chapter 1.
on page 25. The
keep
thing
forgetting I
itself
have my own.
that you have
my
your own book.
new book. I love
Yeah,
my new
but
book.
you did find your old book. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Shh.
This is fine.
Okay, so it is in paragraph 3. We see abundance in the universe. We cannot count the grains of sand on a single beach. No, we can't. We cannot. The earth contains untold riches, and the very air is vibrant with power. Why then is a man weak, poor, and afraid?
I
That's a
don't.
good
I mean,
question.
come on.
The science of mind deals with these questions. I'm glad.
Yeah, thank you.
The
Thank you.
divine plan is one of freedom. Bondage is not God ordained.
No, sir.
Freedom is the birthright of every living soul.
Mhm.
All instinctively feel this. The truth points to freedom under the law. I love that. Thus, the inherent nature of man is forever seeking to express itself in terms of freedom. We do well to listen to this inner voice and capitalize the truth,
Mhm.
for it tells us tells us of a life wonderful in its scope, a love beyond our fondest dreams, and a freedom which the soul craves.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so if this is the first page, you can imagine what the
The
rest
whole
of the
thing.
book
Mhm.
is. It's amazing.
Well, and I love this line. All instinctively feel this.
Right.
We all feel that, right?
We do.
all feel that pull for something, for the freedom, but something greater than what we are experiencing or whatever that is. We all
Mhm.
feel instinctively that that's our birthright. Our birthright is to be in abundance, to be prosperous, to be free to do whatever we want
Whatever
to do.
we want. And that's why we were
That's our-
talking about money being an exchange,
Yes.
a tool,
Yes.
an energy. It's not the money we want,
Right.
it's the freedom.
It's what the money helps
Provides.
us to provide. Right.
Yes,
I
it's
love
the
that.
freedom of that. And my cat was bothering me while I was doing this. He kept taking my highlighter. Yeah, every time I was trying to highlight, he was grabbing my highlighter from me. I just had to tell you that. So,
That cat.
yeah,
You're so lucky.
yeah. He was, he was like, I want to know about abundance in my divine birthright. Yeah. Look at,
Went for that energy.
yeah, exactly. He was slow blinking too while he was doing it. So he was saying loves.
Speaking of songs that I have been listening to lately, there's a song called, I don't know where I put my phone, but
Right here.
is it right there underneath me? So when I work out in the morning, I have a little playlist, and I have one that's more meditative. So when I do my 20 minutes of walking on the treadmill, I listen to that, and it gets my mind right. And then I do a positive one, which is work ethic is on there. It's a little more upbeat. It kind of makes you feel like you could just go conquer the world, which of course we all can. But the one song that it's called Can't Fall Out of Love. Oh, it's by East Forest. That's what I want to know.
East
Forest. And I like a lot of songs by East Forest. It's a different kind of a music. They use all kinds of different sounds. You just hear all these things, like you can hear chimes and bells and just different
Oh,
things.
I love
It's just
that.
all this awareness, and then he speaks. So it's not a singing song. He's speaking the thoughts into you. And one of the things that he was talking about is, he says, we're all held in God. That's how he starts this song. And then he waits for a pause. And then he says, and when I say God, I say all that is. All that is. And then he goes on to talk about, which I don't remember the rest of it really, about the love and whatever, but the gist of it is like, you can't fall out of it when you are already it. You know what I mean? If you believe, which we do, if there was only one thing, and that one thing is God or God stuff or spirit, energy, whatever you call it, but there's only one thing, and that one thing is what we're all made out of. And if you would say that one thing is love, then you already are love.
Yes.
If you would say it is abundance, you already are, but you can't fall out of that. You can deny, you can look at the other side of that coin and not allow it, but you are it.
Right.
You already are. So I thought, I love that thinking. Like, I know that at some level, but the way he put it just brought it to a different space for me, as far as I'm already the thing, so I can't not be in it.
Right. I can't
have
lack because I'm already everything there is.
all there is.
I can deny it. I can close my eyes to it. I cannot receive what all is there, but I can't not be it.
Through our BS system,
Right.
filter or whatever, but the
Yeah.
truth is still the truth.
Right.
I can take something that's the truth and I can cover it up with a bunch of lies or
Right.
false, whatever you want to say, but that doesn't change
It doesn't change
what
the
the truth is.
That's going
So-
back to our Golden Buddha
Yes.
story.
Oh,
Yes.
say it. I love that. That's
So-
one of my favorite stories.
Right. So there was I believe, so I don't want to get it all wrong, but anyway,
Long
there's
time
a
ago.
long time ago in a land far away. There's
It's
this,
actually a true story. We just
It
don't
is
know
a-
the dates.
yeah,
We
I
don't know
know.
the dates for you, like 1600 somewhere.
there's a golden Buddha, and at this Buddhist monastery, and the monks are knowing now that they're going to be attacked. There's a war happening and they're going to be attacked. So they cover the Buddha in clay as much as, they get it packed in there so it just looks like concrete,
Yeah.
dirt, whatever. Still Buddha-like, but not gold. And they cover it up and they're ransacked. Their whole monastery, everything that, they tried what they could and
They got
to
them.
hide,
They
but
took,
but a lot of stuff was taken and the monks were devastated and destroyed and left and whatever happened there. And people forgot that there was
well, it was
ever.
a long time before
Yeah.
anybody else populated that area, that
Yeah.
sanctuary.
So there was nobody
monastery
to
again.
let them know.
Yes.
that this had happened. And so eventually now New moved in and they're taking care of this because it's still huge.
Yes, I think
Right.
they were going to move it or something. They needed
Right.
to do something.
They were going to move it. And as they were moving it, it cracked. And the guy who cracked it, you can imagine,
Yeah.
right? He's like, oh my goodness, this is hundreds of years old and I've just blown it, right? Losing this job, you know? And so as it, we had one
I
job.
had one job and it was a movie.
There you go. And the stuff starts falling off. And as it does, it's shining through. And they realize that this is not a clay Buddha, that this is gold underneath. And, you know, that they get it all done and now, you know, it's this big, beautiful thing and everybody gets to see it. And there's the thing that we do as humans, right? We are this beautiful light of the divine and in these earth suits. But when we come to this world, we are nothing but love, joy, wonder.
Yeah.
And then stuff gets put on us as we listen.
Or we put stuff on.
Or
us.
we put, but
things
you know,
happen and
yeah.
we're
But as you know, you're growing up and you start to believe, you mishear things. You mishear things, right?
Yeah.
And you start to believe things. And then as you become a teenager, young adult, you believe more stuff that's being said by friends or peer pressure or social medias or
well, and it's like those monks in the monastery. After a
Right.
while, you forget who you
And you
really
forget
are.
who you are.
forgotten the truth. I think we're born into it. Like, hey, we've arrived.
Right.
Wow, check this out.
yeah.
And then stuff starts happening, and we're just too inexperienced to understand what's
To
going
be able
on.
to, when it comes on, you wash it off real quick.
Right.
Right.
And so we spend our adulthood trying to clean, get all those layers off so that our golden selves can be
Right.
Where
Be
we're
shining
shining.
and be that light that we
Yeah.
were born as.
Mhm.
And so I think that that's really important to remember when we're here and things, like we always bring it back to reality here on the sofa. When things don't go how we planned, where it doesn't look like I'm in abundance, it doesn't seem like there's
the bank
prosperity.
account doesn't say that.
The bank, right. The bank
Yeah.
account doesn't say
What is
it.
that? What is it now? I don't know.
Right. I
What is
know,
it?
like what we hear is like, there's more a month at the end of my checks.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So there's times where it doesn't seem that way.
Or for example, when someone's acting in a way that you would say that person's a really bad person. And it's hard to see that, no, they're not a really bad person. They're making really bad choices, but inherently they're good.
Right.
And for whatever, I don't know their path or what's going on with whatever, but for some reason they have forgotten their truth and are now acting opposing to it. But it doesn't change the fact of, if I believe I'm God in this human expression, doing this thing, then everything and everyone I see is
Yes.
the same way, even if they're acting out and not acting how I would like it.
Yes.
It's
And
like-
that is so hard to remember.
So easy. If it's like, I learned this years ago with Jordan. So my oldest is 33 and my ex-mother-in-law, this was her way of thinking back then, which I didn't understand. I thought she was weird, actually. when she would say things to me, I'd be like, oh my God, that woman is just, sometimes I would be like, what? And today I'm like, oh, I should just go eat. What is it called? Eat
crow.
Because she was trying to explain it to me and I just couldn't hear it yet.
Yeah.
But one thing that she did taught me that I was really grateful for is that when Jordan would do something bad, he was never a bad boy. Never say that he's never bad. He's always good. His choices are bad. What he said might be bad, but he's not bad. And I was like, wow. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
It's
So
a huge
by the grace
difference.
of God, she gave that to me. So none of my children have ever had that happen to them where I've not understood the difference. It's a huge difference. I'm not bad. My choices are bad. And I can change those at any time.
Right. Oh, I love that. I'm going to have to start remembering that when I talk to my cats.
Yes. Well, I wasn't meaning cats exactly.
Well,
I think
okay,
they are,
but,
some of them are inherently bad. No, I'm just
No.
kidding. I'm kidding. I'm joking. You know I love cats.
But that is so
No,
true.
yes.
Like there's so many times where
Mhm.
like just on ourselves when we make bad decisions, we, you know, and there's the difference, you know, when it comes to what shame is,
Oh,
right? When we think we are inherently bad,
right.
that's when we like really deal with shame, and versus bad decisions, and you know, and who hasn't made a bad decision,
I mean, come on.
right?
That's how sometimes you know what the good decision is.
Right? That is
Sometimes
true.
you make the boundary like, oh, so
I was
that's
like, oh, I'm not doing that one
oh,
again.
yeah, that didn't work like I thought.
Mhm.
But there are so many people out there, and some of you may be in this room or listening online that think you're a bad person.
Mhm.
You might think that way, and so you like, and then sometimes you'll do something good, and you go, well, maybe I'm not as bad a person. Maybe I'm like, no, you're always good.
Yeah.
You're always good. You just made some choices that didn't align with that,
Right.
and
It
so
comes to
it
choices.
feels awful. Now you're punishing
Mhm.
yourself for that, but no, just make different choices. Sometimes we have to see that side of the coin to be like, oh, got it. I am not living here. I need to be.
You know, I think it's important too for people to understand, especially when we go to it's about choices. Because when we think we're a bad person, then there's no fixing that.
Yeah, because you think that that's what you are.
Right. But if you can fix bad choices,
Yeah.
then you have a chance of changing.
Mhm.
So again, if I think I'm just clay, then, you know, I have no difference.
Then you
But
just live from
if
there.
I have clay on me, my golden Buddha,
Right.
then I can be and I can make different choices and clean it off. And
Exactly.
clean it up.
That's
Yeah.
such a powerful story.
Yeah.
How we cover up our magic and
Mm.
dull ourselves down. You know?
We do, and that's
Absolutely.
another way we do it too.
Yeah.
Sometimes we don't even realize what we're doing. We're doing it as a protective layer, or we just what people tell us. We believe them over us, so we put another layer on. But sometimes we're even dulling our own shine because we don't know what to do with that, or maybe we
Mhm.
like you always say. People say you're just too much. You just calm down. It's like, oh, I'm sorry, am I shining too
Yeah.
much? I'm so sorry. No, oh my gosh. If anything, I've learned anything is the more I do my thing and the more I put out there could be people who don't like it. They're on their own journey. But a lot of people go, oh, that's how you do it. Okay, I'm going to go do it.
Right.
Like you show the way, or that it's okay, or that, yes, you too can jump in and get a sofa and talk with your friends
Right.
about whatever, if you're called to do it. So
Yes.
yeah, I think some of us are afraid of that light too, which is
And sometimes you have it right.
incredible.
So then, like, I love what you said. It was sometimes people are, because I did get that a lot, you know, you're too much, or you're too loud, or you're too this. And so I, you know, tried to shrink. And so many people, I think, do that because we believe outside of us versus in, you know, what we know to be the truth
Mhm.
inside of us.
Mhm.
And so I think that's important, like you said, about there will be people that don't like it. They're not your people, right? That's not part of your tribe.
It's okay.
And the people who do like it, you are helping them or giving them permission to be themselves as well.
Mhm.
And I love that part. I love when people say, you know what, I love that you wear the crazy whatever and stuff like that, because I feel okay, you know, and I can do that too. And I'm like, yeah, that's right.
That's right.
You know,
You
it
can.
is.
You can.
You be
If that's what you like. I honestly really like wearing plain clothes. I tease her because, but I probably wear this anyway.
Yes.
In fact, I wore this to breakfast this morning with my husband. So like, I am more of a plain. I have some things with colors on in them, but sometimes when I wear them, I feel uncomfortable because I am more of a solid. So we actually go together very
Yes.
well on the sofa because I'm not going, well, fine. I don't get to wear my pretty sparkly outfit.
Yeah.
because you're wearing
I would
You know
love
what I
to.
mean?
I would
We're
love
good.
to see an outfit off. I'd love to see you come in one day with like feathers. And, like,
See,
Oh,
that
you
would be-
Oh, you didn't see our play?
Oh, yes, we'll show you that. But see, that would make that's not my who I am. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
she would love that. I'm more like more of a
Yeah.
classic, and then that's how I feel comfortable. So it's interesting how every like I like what was the show with Robin Wright and all her outfits. I'm like, oh my gosh, I love all these outfits. I want to be that. That's my person. That's like me right there. I didn't even know those kind of outfits exist or those dresses existed. But yeah, so I just feel like being who you are and being authentic, which is what we sort of do on the sofa, it really, I think, allows others to do
To
and
be
feel the same,
authentic,
to feel
yeah.
safe to do the same thing, because we are meant to shine our light, whatever that is. And it may be big and it may be small. It may be what I'm not even saying you have to do a big light.
Right.
Just be whatever it is you are. I've seen people in these, I have one friend named Marnie who does those cacao ceremonies.
Yes.
So I've never honestly been to one of those. I don't feel drawn to do that, but I love to watch her little Facebook videos and how she is around what she's doing and all the people that show up to do that with her. And I think it just, even thinking about it as I'm in my mind thinking about it, it warms me up all the way inside. And it's interesting because I'm not like, oh, I need to go do that. So it's not my thing, but I can see the God, the spirit and the cool stuff she wears. She's all like her braids and she's like got interesting clothes on. And then she just does this. I love that. Step out in whatever that is. Everybody's got their own.
I want to go. See, that is mine to do. I love that.
I'll send it to you because she
Yeah.
does them all the time and
Yeah.
she's always putting it out there and stuff. But it's very, I just think, whenever I see that on Facebook or on Instagram and someone's just stepping into their space, even if I don't know them or it's not my thing, I always try to heart or say something because I want to encourage, like, continue that.
Right.
I can see
To bring
it's
that-
your God stuff coming
Right.
out. I do it. Whatever that is, I might not be the one it's for, but there are people who are begging for you to do your thing. Whatever that is, whatever your thing is, there are people who are waiting, just please.
I was on a teaching yesterday that was from Anton, and the gentleman who was teaching, the thing that he said was that we have medicine to bring to others.
Medicine,
Yeah, and if we're not bringing that medicine that we are, not only are we losing out, but the people that we are open to heal or bring medicine to are losing out. You know, and sometimes we think, and he's made a comment like you, where you said, there's already singers. You know, it's like, there's already people doing this, so why should I? No, because each person has their own tribe of that that they can bring forth, right?
Yeah.
And if it's yours to do, be open to it. That is a level of prosperity where we talk about everybody having enough. That's one of those things, right? Because we all have something that we're here to bring, or else we wouldn't be here.
For sure.
That's the point, right? Like, you wouldn't go around and say, oh, daisies are better than, lilies or whatever, right? Like, every flower has a reason, and not, well, there's already 6 daisies, I guess we don't need 7. It's not like that. We're all here to bring.
And I think the singing is one of the best examples of that, to really explain that concept is, you can look around and be like, well, there's someone, why should I do that, Michelle? Like, I have a client right now as a business coach building a commercial cleaning company. And I just saw a text from her this morning where she talked to somebody in her family who has one. And then she found out that the son also had, and then she's starting to feel like, oh, maybe I shouldn't, I didn't respond to her yet, but I know where she's going with that. Is this, what if there's already so many people doing this? It doesn't,
Right.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You're going to do it your own way, your own spin. There's more than enough people out there for what you have to bring to this world, whatever that is. If you feel called to do it, then you should be doing that. But you can look around, and if singers did that, we wouldn't have
We wouldn't
all
have
these
any more.
singers.
There would have
It'd
been the
be
first
crazy.
singer, and that would have
It'd
been
be like, well, someone's already
given that note.
singing a song. But you go on to YouTube or what is it, Spotify?
Mhm.
How many singers are singing the same song? You search a song.
Mm-hmm. Well, we
How
did
many-
that with one of
was
the songs.
Testify to Love?
Yeah, Testify to Love.
How many versions of Testify to Love are on there? And they are all different. Every singer has a different vocal quality, different timbre, and the whole thing. What? So
Yeah.
you can't, that's the same with everything in life. Like Dakota with her drumming circle. Are there other drumming circles? Yes. But are they going to be Dakota's drumming circle?
Nope.
No, they will not. Will not be anything like hers. She's got her own way of doing that. And you could go copycat, I guess, but No, bring yours. Just like Adam's
Yeah.
music and Adam's
Mhm.
art. Has anybody ever painted a unicorn before? Probably. But I
Probably.
guarantee you didn't look like the one that he posted online.
Right.
But I am so upset I don't want to see it. I want to see it in person.
I have the original version of it.
Okay, I
'cause
wanna
that-
see it.
That was, yeah.
I love those blues you put in there. But
Yeah.
but this is what I'm saying. Like, please don't just put blinders on. Just don't even look at what anyone else is doing, unless you're just looking to see, like, oh, here's one way I could do it, and then here's a way. Okay, that's kind of cool. I like how you did over there. I'll tweak that.
I am that person. I go
Yes.
because if there's something I want to do, I listen to other people. Like,
See.
so I want to be a TEDx speaker,
Yeah.
right? So that's my big, you know, what does Michelle call them? Big, hairy, audacious.
Yes,
goals.
BHAGs.
Yeah, BHAGs. So that's mine, right? So I will listen to other TEDx speakers and how they
Do they
move.
discourage
Like,
you?
and no,
Okay,
that
and that's when it's okay.
right. So no, I'm one of those people that I want to participate in the things that I want to do because I want to see, why should I rebuild the wheel?
This is
Okay. Like learning, had I watched that it was, the camera was always right at the podium. Had I done that, I would have known, right?
Mhm.
When I go to like Havasu, I know that there's
You're
only
like,
so far
okay.
that you can be seen. So those type of things. And then you learn the little things when you listen to those speakers outside of them speaking. They'll say, you know, like one of the tips I learned was most people step back on stage and you should step forward. Right? Most people are trying to get away from the audience versus move forward. So
But at church, probably not crowd surf.
no, that's true.
Yeah,
But
maybe
no.
not. Maybe at the concert.
Maybe.
Do it.
I mean, you know, sometimes, you know,
Maybe
but
sometimes.
you know, so there's different things from different people that you can learn or hear or see. And so I like to participate in all of it. To find where my niche is, like, oh, I wouldn't do it that way. I like it, but I wouldn't do it that way.
Yeah, sometimes you go, like when I took the homiletics class, the speaking class from Michelle,
Right.
Reverend Michelle, she was taking you through different forms
Right.
of talks. And when we got to the sermon talk, which was my goal of taking the class, was to be
Yeah, we were in the
ministered,
same
to be
class,
ministered, and then I thought, oh, this is easy because I used to do the I used to get Michelle's talk every Thursday before the Sunday, and I would create a kids' church lesson and craft out of it. So I'm like, oh, this is easy. I know how these look because I see them every single week. So I crafted my whole talk like I saw Michelle's come through. And then I went to deliver that, and you thought you were just killing me. I was like, it was so hard, and I kept having to look at what I wrote and I thought, this is not my way. This is not, even though Michelle's amazing in how she does it, and she's always polished, and I could sit there and hold it, and she's almost verbatim saying exactly what she gave me. It's incredible, but it wasn't my way. I thought, okay, I can never do this again. This doesn't work for me. I need more like bullet points. Here's what I'm going to touch on, but I need to know what I'm going to talk about. That's why this works so well for my personality, is I can't be scripted like that because it just takes away my natural flow.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't have learned that had I not tried to
Exactly.
try that out.
Exactly.
Right? You know?
You have to at least figure out what it is that is yours versus what is not.
Yeah.
Like the
So
first
not be
time
like- Go ahead.
the first time I was speaking again, because we don't do that here.
Yeah.
Where, you know, so I mean, there's actually one in my Prescott talk. It's like, I wrote it all down, so I'm just going to leave this here and I move away from the podium and just talk. So I'm learning what works for me. So having and knowing the idea, and then I go to the book when I have quotes that back up what I'm talking about.
Right. And
So
that's your style. That's
so it's a little bit easier for me now.
and you learn it and tweak it the more you do it. So you just start and start doing it. Don't
Just
it's
start
not going to be
doing.
perfect up
Yeah.
in the beginning. It just won't be, and that's
Oh, that was another thing
fine.
he said. He
It should
said,
be the joy of figuring it out.
release perfection
Yeah.
and just do it.
Did you know
Yeah.
comedians, when they, those comedians that you all think are funny, right? Then they do bit after bit and you're laughing, you're laughing, you're laughing. They don't start like that. No comedian started just being funny like that. What they do is they do these little live side performances where they're just when they're nobody, and they work their bits. And the ones that work, they keep. The ones that don't work, they toss.
Mhm.
And then eventually when they've got 10 that work, now they're ready for the show.
Mhm.
Now they're ready to really go somewhere where they're going to be seen and it's important. But so they get used to, I'm not trying to be, if I fail, it doesn't matter. I want to know which ones fail.
Right.
Because I'm going to move them off. I'm going to keep the ones that are working for me and I'm going to move forward. And I thought that is fascinating. So that's how
Yeah.
they do it. They're doing that on purpose. So what if you thought about that throughout anything that you're doing? What if your thought is, I'm just going to throw out me and see what works and what I don't like or what doesn't. I'm going to tweak it or move it and put something else there until I get the formula that I like. And that's my podcast. That's how that evolved. I tried to be perfect and it just was stalling me out. I just had to go. And I finally just did one. And then over, I don't know how many it took, but eventually I started seeing a pattern forming, like, I tend to like to do this. And then I naturally can talk to here. And then I do this. And then I have a whole little template now because I did it multiple times for the thing to come out.
Right.
So it's interesting how that works.
Yeah,
how
I
we
feel
are.
like I talk better when I'm moving. Or
Me
when
too. Me too.
Or when I'm driving, it's
Uh-huh.
like rather than just like stand in the camera and be like, well, this is me today and I'm doing this. But like when I move, it just, for some reason. It just
So that's
works.
one of you noticed that
Yeah.
need to talk.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I'm one of those as well. You know, when you're talking about the failures.
But when I sit and play the piano, I'm just like,
Well, you have
But
to
you're
be there.
moving,
on that.
'cause
But you're because
Yeah.
now we got the
Something's
energy.
going
Something's
on.
going on with the
Yeah,
energy.
I've watched too much Tori Amos. So.
Yes, she is good, right?
Yeah.
We were talking about failures becoming the opportunities, right? So I read on LinkedIn, but like 2 weeks ago about WD-40. Do you know why
Oh,
it's 40? Because it didn't work 39 times before that. So
Isn't the best?
I love that.
It's
Water
version
displacement 40.
Yeah, version
Yeah.
number 40.
Yeah, and I was like, man, and this thing works for everything. I mean, they listed all the
Oh,
things
yeah.
it can do. I mean, you know, and it just like, if you have duct tape and WD-40, you can solve the world's
We're good,
problems.
we're good.
It's just everything. But I liked that it was like, you know, it's 40 because it didn't work 39
Right,
times
so get that,
before.
understand that. Like,
And
please
be okay
receive
with
that.
it. Yeah.
Receive that, allow that to be the understanding that you have about how the journey is the juicy good stuff, right? You know, it's not like, oh, I got to the, WD-40, we're good. Like,
We're good, yeah.
It was all of this.
Right.
All of this. Yes, the stuff that might make you feel stressed or anxious or whatever, but all of that, that's the good part
Right.
of finding out and figuring out, oh, that I do it really good when I do it like that. Oh, I like that about, let me write that down.
Well,
And
that
I mean, it's
reminds
so
me
fun.
of us and here.
Yeah.
You know, like
Oh, God.
the things that took to get,
Right.
you know,
And
right,
the way we thought it was going to be.
right,
at
totally different than
Mhm.
how it is. And, Dakota and I were talking about like earlier today about like how church was for me previously. I spent a lot of time. I gave a lot of time,
Mhm.
and it was like almost like a full-time job.
Yeah.
You know, I was there
And
all
that
the
does already, I
time.
feel, yeah.
Right. There was,
Well.
both Michelle and I have been on boards. We have been part of, the trauma of different things. And I know that even as I've gone to different places and speaking, a lot of them are down a senior minister. That's why they're having guest speakers. Right. And, we were talking and it's like, sometimes that whole, this is how you do it routine just needs to be blown apart
Yes.
and redone.
Right.
Because, we need to be able to be authentic and real and to give in a way that fills us, not depletes us.
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? Like if you're giving, whatever it is, right? If your giving harms you, stop it.
Yeah.
And that's something I didn't know.
I love that. If the way you're giving is causing you stress, anxiety, you're miserable, whatever, that's not right. That's not
That's
it.
not
That's
it.
not it.
That's not giving.
That's a should.
Yeah.
You're shitting on yourself. You're saying to yourself, I should be this way, or I should do it this way. Or,
Mhm.
like, no,
Yeah.
what is your way? What makes you feel like when we sat down and decided how this was going to go on the sofa, the things we knew from the beginning, we didn't want to be scripted. We wanted
Right.
spiritual flow naturally. Plus we both recognize it's very stressful to pre-think everything you're going to say. And it's all written down for one person, but imagine trying to coordinate that with two people. And the amount of stress to stay focused on, well, you're supposed to say that part, remember?
Right. Yeah.
Neither one of us wanted to spend our days, planning it all out and then get here and try to be perfect with that. It just sounded awful. It still sounds awful.
Mm-mm.
And not that that's not right for some people. Some people do that, and that's wonderful.
And it works for them.
It was not for us. And so we said, well, how can we do it? What if we don't have enough to say? Like, what's all the things? And we said, no.
Yeah, we'll have plenty
3 years
to say.
later, we're still fine.
We've talked too much.
Still fine. I know. It's good though. We'll find our tribe. Don't worry.
There we go. So I had one more here.
Okay.
This is on page 143, The Power of Thought.
143, the I love you page.
Is it the I love you page?
Is that 143 means I love you?
Did you say the book?
Oh, this is the Science of Mind textbook.
Did you know that 143? 1 and then 4 LOVE. 3 is YOU. 143 means I love you.
Oh, I did not know
I
that.
know. I just taught you all something new today.
Aw.
I 143 you.
There
I
you
won
go.
for three.
You just text 143. That's what that means.
Oh, I did not see. You really do learn something new every day.
Yeah.
Okay.
We try.
So this is paragraph 2.
Okay.
Since we must all begin right where we are, most of us will be compelled to begin our healing work with a mechanical process, which we talked about.
Okay. All right.
We should take the highest thought we have and attempt to enlarge on this consciousness until it embraces a more vital concept of reality. So always, something Dr. Bobby used to talk about is like when you go for the recognition of God, have it be the highest concept of the divine that you can come up with there. So till our expansion in consciousness. Consciousness in this sense means an inner embodiment of ideas. If one wishes to demonstrate prosperity, he must first have a consciousness of prosperity. If he wishes health, he must embody the idea of health. This is more than faith. It is the knowledge that we are dealing with the law. While a certain consciousness may be mechanically induced, of course, the more spontaneity put into the mechanical word, the more power the word would have.
This is what you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I think I'm glad that you read that, because I was thinking and I wrote down there could be people watching this right now or at some point in the future thinking, well, I can't even get to what you're talking about because I right now am struggling to make ends meet, or I'm struggling to just survive right now. So I'm not thinking these higher thoughts of, just put myself out there and make a,
right.
step into my real self. And like, no, I'm trying to eat, or I'm trying to keep my electricity or whatever, and I understand that. I've been there, and I think a lot of people have been there. But when you're in that space, the truth is still the truth. And I love what you read there, because it starts within you with your consciousness. So yes, it does appear this way out here, and do what you've got to do to maintain or get yourself to where you need to be. And at the same time, take some time, even if it's mechanically, to reset this consciousness, the way that you're thinking about things, and look for am I prosperous? Like I tell my kids sometimes, like when they don't have something they want, I'm like, yeah, well, you are richer than 2/3 of the world. The experience of 2/3 of the world, you have more than that. You sleep in a bed, you have heat or cooling, you get to drive in a car somewhere. I just could list and go on and on and on. So the moment that you start to feel like you are still always, I think, better than what you allow yourself to believe. We still have so much. So it's trying to work from that space and not let that negativity or that feeling of lack be the dominant feeling. Try to find, even if it's just your little pinky, that would say,
try to find that
something and start.
Right. And so for this particular topic is prosperity, find the prosperity where you are,
Yes.
so that expands the consciousness of prosperity and attracts more, right? And
Yes.
remember, gratitude is a big
For what you
attractor
do have
for
right now,
everything. So
Right. Stop giving the attention to what you don't have, even
Mhm.
though I know it's pretty, I mean,
It's hard.
in your face sometimes what's
Yeah.
not there. But if you're only looking at that, that's what's going to grow.
Yeah.
So instead, let's say, yeah, well, maybe I didn't have whatever, but what did I have? What were
Mm-hmm.
the great things? And the more you focus on those, the more that will grow.
Mhm.
So always remember, the law just says yes. The law just says, yes, I'm going to give you more of whatever you're focused on. So if you're focused on what you don't have, what money is not in your bank account, what you didn't get to have for dinner because you couldn't afford it, but you got this, whatever the thoughts are, be like, okay, that's true, but look at what I did have.
Mhm.
And focus, move it and focus here. Not to not deal with this, but just keep the eye on the prize.
Eye on the prize. There
Eye on
you
the
go.
prize. We
I
want
love
to
that.
manifest. Manifest.
Hallelujah,
Let's
amen.
do it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
There we go.
Bring to us.
Yeah.
That's all we got
That's all
for
we got.
today, boys and girls.
That is all we got. It's about that time.
That's it.
Yeah, it is.
Look
Yeah,
at
it
us.
is.
Still
Still
having
having too much to
I
talk
don't know.
about, yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Moving
I'm
by
not-
fast.
Yeah.
Huh?
It goes by fast.
It
does
does.
go by
Sometimes
fast.
I'm like, wait, what?
What? I know. All right. You want to take us out?
I could take us out. Let's
All
do
righty.
it. Let's do it. Oh, I love that sound. Just take a breath with that. Let it all go. Recognizing there's only one. God is all there is. And it is love. It is abundance. It is joy. It is peace. It is all there is. And each of us are made of that God stuff. We are all there is in our own unique human experience. We are each that love, that joy, that peace. We are each that abundance. That is our truth. That is the truth at our core. And so I speak my word from that place, from my knowing of who and whose I am. I speak into the law, knowing that as we allow ourselves to recognize the truth, to recognize our own truth, we also recognize we are all one. That love, that joy, that peace, that abundance is our divine birthright. It is simply who we are. It is what we are. It is always there present, because it is what we are. And as we allow ourselves to rest in that, as we allow that to be our focus, it becomes relevant and recognizable in our experience, in our reality, in the life we are creating. And I'm so grateful for this truth. I'm grateful for that choice being my choice. And so I claim it. I demand it. And I see it. And so I let it go, and I trust, and I know that this is already done in the mind of God. And together we say, and so
it is. Beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, yes.
So it is.
So it is, my friends, and so it is. So let me say,
Yes. Are you going to tell them how they can support us?
I am.
Okay.
I'm going to say that if you're showing up here and if you're enjoying what we are doing, and if it's speaking to you, and if it's breathing life into you and helping you to create a life you love, this is what our purpose is, what our vision is, that we would come on here, be our authentic selves, share with you what we do to create a life we love, and hope that that is what you allow for yourself. We would love for you to support us. And there are so many ways that you can do that. The first way that is, we would love that is if you would become a spiritual church club partner. And we do things like give concert tickets to our church club partners.
Yes, we do.
So
Yes.
all of our church club partners get their concert tickets for free. They get a reserved seat. We like to spoil them and create things that they can participate in. They get their Sofa Sundays mug, and then we got to do our mug shot. They get their Sofa Sundays charm and whatever. But we really love having partners on this journey of building this community and building our practice so that we can reach more people and we can all benefit more. So we would love that if you go right to our website at beginwithinministries.com. It's just $45 a month for a single person or $75 for a couple or a family. And you could always just give a one-time donation too, if that's where you're at. We appreciate all the support. You could really, we're posting a lot about our concert right now. So sharing those posts, commenting on them, putting a little funny GIF on there that helps the algorithm say,
yes. So
cool
please do
happening.
that. Yes.
So we have so many ways that you can support. Show up here, bring your friends. We love hugs. So
yes. Tell your friends, come on down.
Yeah. So whatever feels right for you and works for you right now, we would love that support. And we just love for you to be part of our community as much as you can be.
Yes. And so thanks for being here today, and we will see you next week.
Oh my gosh, next week already?
Next week. Oh, wait a minute. Next week we'll have a special guest with us.
Really?
Yes. Adam Smith will be here.
Oh my goodness, Adam!
And, you know, in case you missed the concert tonight, or you're out of town, or you're out of state and can't make it.
What?
Some people,
You're all making it.
We have people in Australia watching us, remember?
There are helicopters.
There are
Okay,
helicopters. There you go.
all right.
In case you can't, Adam will be sharing with us his musical talents next week.
Yes.
On the sofa.
So not only on just talking, but we're going to have some music next
Yes.
week. So don't miss it. Tell
Don't
all your
miss it.
friends. Be here. 11/11
right.
next Sunday.
Bye, guys.
Arizona time. Bye. Oh my goodness. Woo!
That was a good one.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching. Tune in again